Welcome to Story Spell, where magical fairy tales come to life. Sit back, relax, and let the story begin. Once upon a time, in a faraway and breathtakingly beautiful kingdom, there lived a king named Duran. He was a brave warrior and a fair ruler who always put justice first. He protected his people from enemies, helped the poor, and treated everyone equally. His palace was magnificent, with golden walls, colorful flower gardens, and music that echoed through every hall. King Duran had two wives. The eldest queen, Anila, came from a powerful, high-ranking noble family. Her upbringing had made her bitter, harsh, and extremely jealous. She had long black hair and sharp green eyes, but her heart was dark and full of resentment. From childhood, she believed everything should belong to her. The king's second wife, Alicia, was the daughter of a simple, poor family from a small village. She was gentle, kind-hearted, and calm. Her simplicity and warm smile touched King Duran's heart the first time he saw her by the river, picking flowers and humming a soft song. He fell in love with her pure soul, so he married her out of genuine love and choice. The king treated both queens with fairness and kindness. He gave Anila the respect her family deserved and showered Alicia with deep affection. But Anila could not stand it. Every time she saw the king smiling at Alicia or spending time with her, jealousy burned inside her like fire. At night, alone in her room, she would whisper to herself, "How can a low-born woman sit beside me? Why does the king value her more than me?" As time passed, joy filled the palace. Queen Alicia was pregnant. The whole kingdom celebrated. People brought gifts, music played, dances were held, and the king hosted feasts for everyone. Alicia glowed with happiness, sewing tiny clothes for her baby and dreaming about what he or she would be like. But for Anila, this news was like pouring oil on a fire. She had no children of her own, and the thought of Alicia's child becoming the heir made her rage. She thought, if that child is born, the king will forget me completely. It will take the throne, and I'll be left with nothing. So, she secretly visited an old sorcerer and obtained a rare, deadly poison. One drop could kill instantly. One day, she saw her chance. Alicia's cook was preparing a delicious meal: warm rice, stew, and fresh fruit sauce. When the cook stepped out for a moment, Anila slipped into the kitchen, poured the poison into the food, and left with a wicked smile, certain that both mother and child would die. When the poisoned food was served to Alicia, she ate happily. But after the first bite, waves of burning pain shot through her body. Her stomach felt like it was on fire, her breathing became shallow, and her face turned deathly pale. She cried out, "Ah! What's happening to me?" Servants rushed in, and the king was called immediately. Duran burst into the room, saw his beloved wife suffering, and his heart shattered. Tears in his eyes, he shouted, "Alicia! What's wrong? Call the royal physician, now!" The royal physician hurried in, checked her pulse, looked into her eyes, and said in a worried voice, "Your Majesty, this is a very powerful poison. It's attacking her heart and body. We need treatment immediately." Before the conversation ended, Anila entered with a sad face, bowed low, and said, "Your Majesty, I had my suspicions. I saw the maid putting something strange into Alicia's food. It must be her doing, she's jealous." The king, panicked and heartbroken over Alicia's condition, believed Anila's words without question. Furious, he ordered, "Arrest that maid. Throw her in prison and interrogate her harshly." The poor innocent maid was dragged away crying. Then the king turned to the physician with desperate eyes and asked, "Is there no cure? Please, save my queen and our unborn child, by any means." The physician bowed his head and replied, "Your Majesty, this poison is rare and magical. There is no antidote in the royal pharmacy. But there is an old woman named Dreamy who lives at the edge of the forest. She has spiritual powers and deep knowledge of herbs. She might be able to help. Without wasting a second, the king decided to go himself. The path through the forest was dangerous, thick trees, wild animals, dark ravines. But he didn't care. Dreamy lived in a small hut. She was an elderly woman with a kind face and gentle heart. The king told her the whole story, tears streaming down his face. Dreamy closed her eyes, used her spiritual vision, and said, "Your Majesty, the poison is very ancient and strong. There is no cure here. But on the highest peak of the lush green mountains of Kathiawar grows a magical pink flower. It blooms only for one day. If you dissolve it in water and give it to the queen before sunset, it can save her life. But the journey is very difficult." The king immediately sent his bravest soldiers. They climbed all day, ignoring thorns and rocks. One soldier even fought off a wild beast. As sunset approached and hope was fading, one soldier spotted the glowing pink flower on the edge of the peak. He shouted with joy, "Brothers! I found it!" They rushed back with the flower. The king dissolved it in water and gave it to Alicia. As soon as she drank it, the poison's effect began to fade. Her pain eased, her face regained color, and she breathed normally again. Everyone thanked the heavens. A few days later, Queen Alicia gave birth to a beautiful daughter. The baby was as lovely as a fresh rose petal, skin milky white, eyes deep blue like the ocean depths. The king named her Princess Dreamy because of her striking blue eyes. The palace was filled with celebration again. Everyone was thrilled to see the little princess. But suddenly, Dreamy began to cry. Alicia lifted her lovingly and wiped her tears. The moment Alicia's hand touched the baby's tears, a horrifying thing happened. Her hand burned as if acid had been poured on it. She screamed in pain and pulled her hand away. The royal physician rushed forward and examined the baby carefully. His face turned pale with fear. Trembling, he said, "Your Majesty, prepare yourself." The poison that affected the queen didn't disappear, it transferred into the princess. It is so powerful that even her breath could spread and kill everyone in the kingdom. The king's eyes widened in horror. Joy turned to mourning. Soon the news spread like wildfire. Queen Alicia had given birth to a poisonous princess. Crowds gathered outside the palace, chanting, "Kill the princess! Save us from the poison!" The king, deeply heartbroken, went to the princess's room. Alicia sat there crying, holding her baby close. With a heavy heart, the king said, "Alicia, we have to make a painful decision to save our people. We must take the princess far away from here, or her poison will destroy everything." Alicia fell at his feet, sobbing, "No, Your Majesty. Don't do this. My daughter is innocent. This is not her fault." The king's heart was bleeding, but he was helpless. He wrapped the baby in soft cloth, mounted his horse, and rode far away, through dense forests and towering mountains, to a desolate, forbidden valley where no human could survive. There, in the green valley surrounded by high peaks, he gently laid his daughter on the soft grass. He kissed her tiny forehead one last time, tears streaming down his face, and whispered, "Forgive me, my child. I am a king, but I am helpless." Then, with a broken heart, he turned and rode away. Little Dreamy was now completely alone. She cried loudly, her sobs so painful that even the sky grew sad. The sun hid behind clouds, and the birds in the forest wept with her. By chance, a fairy was sitting on a nearby mountain peak. She loved the human world and often watched it from afar. When she saw the innocent baby crying from hunger and thirst, her heart melted. She flew down immediately, waved her magic wand, and a fountain of milk burst from the ground. She fed the baby from a small cup. Neely drank, her hunger satisfied, and she smiled sweetly. That pure, beautiful smile melted the fairy's heart completely. She decided she could not leave such an innocent child alone in this harsh place. She waved her wand again, and a cozy, beautiful little house appeared. She laid the baby on a soft bed and sang her to sleep. Using her magic, the fairy learned the entire story of Princess Neely and the poison inside her. Days turned into months, months into years. Princess Neely grew into a stunning young woman, so graceful, delicate, and beautiful that even the moon blushed when it saw her. The fairy visited every night, took care of her, and left before sunrise. Neely called the fairy mother and loved her deeply. One day, a white snake slithered through the valley. He felt an unusual peace there. Because of Neely's presence, the air had become poisonous, deadly for humans, but perfectly soothing for snakes. The snake entered the house and saw a beautiful girl humming a sad song. There was deep pain hidden in her voice. He crawled closer. When Neely saw him, she panicked and backed away, shouting, "Stay away from me, or you'll die." But to her shock, the snake came right up to her and nothing happened. She asked in wonder, "Are you okay? Nothing happened to you?" When she realized her poison didn't affect him, she was overjoyed. "Let's be friends. I don't have any friends here anyway." From that day, they became inseparable. Neely would talk to the snake for hours, sharing her sad stories. They played together, and she felt less lonely. Whenever night came and the fairy was about to arrive, she hid the snake so the fairy wouldn't see him. One day, Neely sat very sad. The snake came and curled up beside her. With teary eyes, she said, "I wish you were human and could answer my questions. I'm so lonely." Seeing her pain, the snake couldn't bear it. Suddenly, a bright light flashed, and the white snake transformed into a very handsome, intelligent young man. "Now talk to me," he said gently. "I will answer everything." Neely stared in amazement. "You can talk? And you became human, just like me?" "I am Prince Jameen of the Snake Realm," he said with a smile. "I can do anything to take away your sadness." A smile finally appeared on Neely's face. After some time, Prince Jameen confessed his love to her. Hearing this, Neely began to cry. "I can't. I'm a poisonous princess. Death is in my breath." Jameen smiled softly and replied, "I am also from the Naga realm. Poison runs in my blood too. Your poison can never harm me." Hearing this, Neely's tears stopped, and a beautiful smile returned to her face. Just then, the fairy arrived. Neely got scared. But the fairy stepped forward, hugged her warmly, and said, "Don't worry, my child. I know everything. Prince Jameen already spoke to me about your love, and I have given my blessing. He is the perfect partner for you." The fairy embraced both of them, prayed for their happiness, and vanished. Prince Jameen looked at Neely with joy, but she looked sad again. "What's wrong, Neely? Aren't you happy?" "I'm very happy, Jameen. But I have one wish. I want to meet my parents. I want to tell everyone that my wicked stepmother Anila poisoned my mother. My real mother is innocent. But because of my poison, I can't go there. I don't want to kill everyone." Jameen said, "You can go if you become a snake. Then your poison will stay contained within you. We can enter the palace safely." The fairy appeared again and, with her magic, created a shining pearl-like pill. "Eat this," she said. "You will become a perfect blue snake. Then you can go." Neely ate the pill and instantly transformed into a beautiful blue snake. Jameen returned to his snake form too. Together, disguised as snakes, they slithered through secret passages and reached the king's room. King Duran sat alone, sad and lonely. Suddenly, both transformed back into human form. The king was stunned. Neely stepped forward and said, "Father, I am your daughter, Princess Neely." Crying, she told the entire story, how Queen Anila poisoned her mother, how she survived, how the poison lived inside her, and everything that happened. The king was shocked. He couldn't believe it at first, but he ordered a full investigation. Old servants were questioned, and Queen Anila's room was searched. Vials of poison were found hidden there. The truth came out. The king's anger reached the sky. He ordered Queen Anila arrested and thrown into prison. Then he commanded that Queen Alicia, who had been kept away for years, be brought back to the palace immediately. When Alicia arrived, the king embraced his daughter with tears in his eyes. "Forgive me, my child. I was helpless. I did you a great wrong." Neely replied softly, "I forgive you, father. Just take care of my mother." She hugged her mother too, and both cried tears of joy and relief. Once again, happiness filled the palace. Everyone celebrated that truth had won, but the time for separation came. Neely said sadly, "Mother, father, the poison in my body has not disappeared. I have become a snake now. My place is not here, it's in the Naga realm." The king and queen's hearts sank. But they understood the truth. With heavy hearts, they hugged their daughter tightly and sent her off with many blessings and tears. Princess Neely and Prince Jamin departed for the Naga realm. There, they were married with great celebration. In the world of snakes, Neely's poison was not a curse, it was a strength. They lived happily ever after, and their love story became eternal, passed down through generations. Thanks for listening to Story Spell. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a magical adventure.